What up, Xenius and Zombie here? I just want to say happy May 4th, guys. If you guys are Star Wars fans, you guys may know that today is May 4th. And may the 4th be with you. May the Force be with you, etc. I always make a video on this day because it's special for me, and I always talk about it every single year and other stuff and what Star Wars means to me. So. If you guys want to know how I got into Star Wars, I got into Star Wars was because of my dad. And he saw it when he was a teenager. He saw it when it first, not when it first came out, but he saw it when it was still in theaters. He absolutely loved it, and then he watched all the others. He watched Empire Strikes Back. He watched Return of the Jedi, and he absolutely loved them. And then he saw, he didn't see the prequels we didn't see any of the prequels in theaters, sadly. So, as soon as all of them were, as soon as episode 1 and 2 were available for renting at Blockbuster. If you guys remember Blockbuster, you guys are amazing. But yeah, when Blockbuster was still around and episodes 1 and 2 were available for rent. My dad would like me, my dad, and my sisters every single weekend on Saturday. We would go to Burger King, and then next to our Burger King, our local Burger King, will be a Blockbuster. And this is back at like our old house where we used to live. Will be a Blockbuster, and my dad was like, "Hey Nick, have you ever seen Star Wars?" And I was like, "No." Well, I've seen all the other ones in theaters besides episode 1 and 2. So do you want to rent these and give them a watch together? I was like, sure. So I absolutely love them. Episodes 1 and 2 were absolutely amazing. I know they get a lot of shit and a lot of hate, but for nostalgia purposes and meaning, I absolutely adored them. I would say yes. I know a lot of people was agreeing with you, can agree with me on this, saying that yes, episode 1 and 2 sucked, wasn't the greatest. I absolutely loved episodes 1 and 2. I understand the hate. Yes, Jar Jar's as annoying as hell, as annoying as hell. But for what the actor, I forgot what his name was. Ahmed Best. He tried his best to get what he did. Try his best to what he had. Because again, it was the direction, the voice was, I know the voice was annoying, but again, like the writing and the directing, yet you guys understand on like why it was bad. So if you want to blame somebody, blame the director and the direction and also the writing. Okay. So is that I actually, yes, episode 2 was long as hell, but you gotta admit there were some pretty cool moments in episode 2. Then obviously episode 3 came out on for rent, and my god, obviously everyone can agree that episode 3 is one of the best Star Wars movies ever. So like the choreography was fun, the story was great, the characters, I felt really bad for, especially for Anakin and Padme, and I just felt bad for everybody, I absolutely love episode 3. So and then I just massively fell in love with Star Wars, and then my dad had shown me episodes 4 through 6, and my god, the ending to 6 made me cry, made me happy. It went off on a perfect note, and Luke is gonna go rebuild the Jedi Order. Vader is now redeemed as Anakin Skywalker, and they finally, Luke and Leia confessed that they're brother and sister. Like, my god, it was just a perfect ending to Star Wars. And then I read a majority of the books. Sadly I did not read Heir of the Empire. But I wish I did, because I know it takes place after the events of Return of the Jedi. So I should have read them, but sadly I didn't. So but I hear they're pretty good. It introduces like different characters, it introduces Thrawn and all that other stuff. So like I hear it's really good. But then every now and then I come across TV shows called, you guys remember Ewoks, and also there's droids. So I watch those every now and then whenever it came on TV, and I was like, oh, these are cute, these are fun. The animation style was a little bit weird, but I didn't care because I was a kid. I still somewhat enjoyed it. I played majority of the games. I played Jedi. I played Jedi Academy. I played Jedi Academy 2 for a little bit. I played Star Wars: The Force Unleashed 1 and 2. I played Star Wars Battlefront, Star Wars Battlefront 2 back in 2005. My God, I absolutely adore those games. I play those games absolutely religiously. I play them probably anytime I can get them. Like any chance I got, I just replayed Star Wars Battlefront 2 back in 2005 on the PS2. My God, like the campaign there slash story mode was awesome. I absolutely adored multiplayer or single player mode where we play heroes versus villains. Heroes versus villains, and also the Galactic Battlefront was a lot of fun. Like we either destroy the ship on the outside, but it'll take a lot longer, or you can destroy it on the inside. And my God, I just love the way they did that, which is absolutely great. But especially Heroes vs. Villains. Back in Mos Eisley, Heroes vs. Villains was my all-time favorite. Hearing Jabba's not Jabba's theme, but like that theme when during episode 6 where Lara, go get that. That song. Every time that song came up and in the cantina, I would just jam out to that song in my headphones, or I would have it on the speakers on the TV or on my monitor. My God, just absolutely phenomenal. Star Wars: Force Unleashed 1 and 2. Absolutely adored 1. I absolutely adored 2. Great stories. And Galen Merrick, man, I absolutely love his story. You know, the fact that Vader has a secret apprentice is such a good story, but sadly it got decanonized, or I don't think Force Unleashed was ever canon. No, actually, no, it was, because the developers were faxed to George Lucas, and he agreed to everything that the developers wanted to add, and he also added a few notes saying to add Leia here and all other stuff. So it was canon, but sadly when Disney bought the rights to Star Wars, they decanonized everything, made it a legend, so it's no longer canon because they want to focus on their own stuff, and it's just we'll get into that in a sec. I had a Star Wars pop-up book that, like, obviously, you know, pops up different images and stuff like that. But once you get to the ending, what was really cool, and I did this for hours because how cool it was. But I think like the third or fourth page, almost in the ending of the book, when you open it up, you see Luke with his green lightsaber, and Darth Vader with his red lightsaber, and they glow. They glow LEDs. I was like, wow, this is so cool. I did this so many times, man. You guys have no idea. Oh man, I wish I still had that book. That book was so much fun. Then a couple of years later, I think around 2006 or 7, I heard that Star Wars is gonna have their own animation movie, and it's called Star Wars: The Clone Wars. And I was like, ooh, can we go see it? And it's like, yeah, sure. So me and my dad went to go see it. Somewhat liked it. I kind of enjoyed it. And about like a couple months later, I heard that there was gonna be a movie about it. Not a movie, a TV show about it. I was like, oh man, this is gonna be so good. And I watched the first episode when it first came out. I absolutely loved it. The first episode with Yoda was awesome, telling the clones that they're not all the same. Yes, there are literally clones, but they're not really clones. Like they can think for themselves. They can choose what they want to choose. They can go off on their own paths that they wanted to. Like, my God, it was just a phenomenal message, and I liked it. I'm not kidding you. The best thing about Star Wars: The Clone Wars was the clones, because you know, they each gave, because like you are with the clones all the time, and you like they interact with each other. By the way, shout out to D. Bradley Baker, because that dude is a phenomenal voice actor. The fact that he has to make conversations with himself for like 1,000 clones was just really talented, and the fact that he tries his best to come up with different accents for them. Yes, he has to keep the same voice, but he has to like change them, like make the voice a little bit higher, make the voice a little bit lower, keep them the same. So like he tries his best to mix match all the clones. But dude, that dude gave a phenomenal performance as Fives. Like, my God, that was so good. Like, finally the nightmares are finally over. Like, my God, dude, I felt so bad for Fives. I felt so bad for Delta Squad. Like either Delta or Bravo. I can't remember which one. I'm pretty sure it was Delta Squad. And like seeing Heavy die, seeing 99 die, seeing Fives die. I'm like, oh my God. It was just such such a great moment, man. The writing in Star Wars: The Clone Wars is just something special, and I absolutely loved it. And I'm not kidding you. I have not missed a single episode of Star Wars: The Clone Wars. I'm not even kidding you. Every time we go out to, like, one time, I said this multiple times, but one time me and my family went out to our yacht club, it was the premiere of the new episode, and I was like, "Okay, guys, can we please hurry up? Let's go. I want to get home as fast as possible," because back then I didn't have DVR and I couldn't record it. So I was like, "Guys, can we please hurry up? Can we please hurry it up? I want to get home as fast as possible just so I can watch the next episode." And then all of a sudden, I had like 30 minutes left before the next episode comes up. All of a sudden, I hear in my left ear the Star Wars theme song. I turned around, I was like, I just see a group of kids, sitting at a table next to the bar. But they were sitting at a table, like in a circle, about to watch the next episode of Star Wars: The Clone Wars. And I was like, "Hey, Dad, can I go hang out with those kids? Can I hang out with those guys over there?" And my dad was like, "Yeah, Nate, go right ahead." So this is how cool my dad was. God may rest his soul. Like my dad was like, "Yeah, Nick, go right ahead." So that way he doesn't hear me crying and bitching and hurrying everyone up. So I even asked him, say, "Hey, Dad, can I order over here?" And he's like, "Yes." I'm like, "Oh, thank you." So, but yeah, me and these kids, we were geeking out over Star Wars. What we think about the last episode, what our thoughts about the new episode, what we think of Star Wars: The Clone Wars in general. Like, my God, I had so many good moments, amazing moments with that kid. We were laughing, making jokes. We were questioning everybody on their knowledge of Star Wars, and like, my God, it was just an awesome moment. So, I wish I knew those kids' names so I could look them up. But the entirety of Star Wars: The Clone Wars, I even watched the Netflix when Star Wars: The Clone Wars came over to Netflix. I watched the season 6 because there are lots of episodes. So I watched season 6, and then finally season 7 came out, and I cried my ass out. I could not stop crying because it was the last episode of Star Wars: The Clone Wars in general. I wept, I cried. It was just phenomenal. Like, seeing Darth Maul return was awesome and epic. Ahsoka is one of my absolute favorite characters. I love Ahsoka, and as does everybody else. But I also love Anakin, and his progression into slowly turning to the dark side was awesome. Obi-Wan and Satine's like relationship, it was so good. I loved it, and just all in all, the clones, especially Rex. I absolutely love Rex. He's one of my favorites, and especially Fives. Obviously. So in '99, oh God, man, so many clones, so many memories, especially the Ryloth arc. That episode of when Roxanne and Boyle go off on their own searching, and all of a sudden come across a Tweety kid, and they go around trying their best to rescue the other tribe members of that area, and when you see the devastation, I'm getting teary-eyed. When you see the devastation of the little girl's home, you just feel bad because they were trying to live in peace, but then the separatists came over and took them hostage and all this other stuff. Like, my God, dude. And then she like Waxer or Boyle found one of the dolls or one of the plushies that she owns, and just gave it to her. And then she gave them a hug. Oh my God, it was so great. And then at the end of the episode, she keeps saying Nara, and Waxer or Boyle, I can't remember which one was, but he asked Obi-Wan because Obi-Wan knew the language of the Twi'leks, and Waxer or Boyle asked us, what's that name she keeps calling us? Nara. It means brother. God, I love that episode so much. Man, I don't know why, but that episode is that episode's just so good and gets me every time. Another thing I like about the Star Wars: The Clone Wars is the droids. The B1 Bow droids are so fucking funny in that episode, in the series, man. Like, their jokes saying, like, "I'm not the captain. He's the captain. No, I'm not. He is." I just got promoted. You know, like my god, dude, it was just so fucking funny. Oh man, I love those guys to death, man. And then Star Wars Rebels came out. I watched the first episode. I was like, yeah, this is pretty good. The first season does start off a little bit slow, but then it does pick up. And obviously, you know, the Twilight of the Apprentice. My God, what a great episode, man! Ahsoka versus Vader. Oh, Ahsoka versus Vader. My God, we're just such a powerful episode, and also twin sons. That episode blew my mind. That episode blew my fucking mind on how good it was. 3 moves. That's all it took. But people were bitching. People were bitching, saying that they wish it was longer fights. No need. There was no need for this to be a longer fight. In just 3 moves shows the history of these two rivals, of these two arch enemies. My God, dude! And Obi-Wan didn't want to do it. Obi-Wan did not want to do it. But when Darth Maul said someone, he had to get serious because he has to protect Luke. That's all he cares about. That's all Obi-Wan cares about is protecting this little boy. That is it. And again, just those 3 moves just shows the history of these two. It was just such a powerful moment. And another episode I really liked was another moment that I really liked was also the Morris Gods arc. That was so good. Like these beings, these gods, these entities showcase that Anakin is the chosen one and the father is slowly dying, and now it's up to Anakin to choose. You can stay or leave, or you can take my place and keep balance of the Force, because that's what the chosen one is. He's a protector of the Force. So, but he's like, no, I must go back because I have loved ones. I have a war to go over, and each like the brother and the sister just constantly go at each other, and also go after Anakin. They're trying to convince him, saying that you know, you belong to the dark side, no, you belong to the light side. And it's constantly going back and forth. So Sam Witwer, man, playing as his son, and also Darth Maul was absolutely phenomenal and fantastic. So yeah, the reunion between Ahsoka and Rex, that was such a powerful moment because those two had been together for so long, had been through so many things, and in my book, experience outranks everything, and I definitely outrank you. So man, and you got old. Commander, you gotten old. Had happened sometime, Rex, and then just go for a hug. Then you just go for a hug, man. It's such a powerful moment, man. Because those two have history. Those two have been through so much together, you know. Now on to the sequels. So like I said before, me and my family went to go see Star Wars: The Force Awakens. We somewhat liked it. It was pretty good. You know, the nostalgic feeling of seeing Han and Chewie and Luke and Leia. It was great. There was one problem that obviously wasn't the greatest, is that we didn't have a reunion with these characters. So that's the one thing I didn't like about Force Awakens. So but sadly my dad passed away before the release of the Last Jedi. My dad did not see the Last Jedi. My dad did not see the Rise of Skywalker. My dad did not see the ending of Rebels. He did not see the ending of Star Wars: The Clone Wars with me, or anything like that. You know, the last thing he saw was his hero, Luke, on the balcony, seeing Rey holding up his lightsaber, and that's about it. So, yeah, you know, then I played Star Wars Battlefront 2 for the PS4. I enjoyed the story. The obviously multiplayer sucked. I wasn't a big fan of it. I know it's a lot better now. But then I played Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. I absolutely loved it, and I feel like my dad would have loved it too. And now I'm currently playing Star Wars Jedi Survivor. And yeah, guys, that's pretty much the history of my history with Star Wars. Everything I love about Star Wars was because of my dad. I'm so glad he introduced this universe to me. It's such a passion and my love for it. He didn't get a chance to see the Mandalorian. And I know for a fact he would have adored, he would have had a phenomenal time with the Mandalorian and seeing Baby Yoda, seeing Baby Grogu. I feel like he would absolutely would have loved the Mandalorian, but sadly he didn't see it. So, yeah. It's been 7 years, man. It's been 7 years since his passing. And like I said before, the person I am today is because of my dad. He got me to Star Wars. He got me into Marvel. He got me into DC. He got me into video games. He got me into reading. He got me into math. He got me into a lot of things. You know, we played catch. We went to the movies together. We went to do Blockbuster together, and we did a lot of crazy things together. And I will forever miss him, forever, until the day I die. Alright, guys, that's pretty much. Okay, so far that's pretty much it. That's pretty much my history on Star Wars. May the fourth. That's pretty much my history on Star Wars. Yeah. So also, guys, by the time you're watching this, I'm currently live on Twitch right now at twitch.tv/zombiekiller458. That's a zombie KI11ER458. I'm gonna be up for 12 hours straight, reacting, playing, and just talking about everything Star Wars, everything. So strap yourselves in. It's gonna be a crazy ride, and yeah, I'll gladly put a link in the description if you guys want to go check it out. So yeah, guys, hope you guys enjoyed. This has been Nick, our zombie killer.
Force will be with you, always.